Okay guys, welcome back to the channel here. So I got a plumbing leak and I can't turn these off. So I went ahead and pulled this out. This actually goes in there and you tighten down the bonnet nut, and I'll repack that so it gives it a good seal. So I have these green washers and they don't have the exact size. So what you can do is you can take this washer and you can put it on here, because this is a push-on type, and you can cut it down. So basically what I've done, if you don't have the right washer and you don't want to go to the store, you can take a utility knife and just very gently just work it as close as you can. And you're basically trying to get the metal and the rubber to be all the same diameter around, if that makes sense. So what I do is I just keep whittling on it until I get it close. Because what you don't want to do is put it back in there. And I believe the correct washer is a 2/0 washer for this, which I don't have any more of. I used them all. I didn't realize I didn't have any. But instead of going out and getting a couple up at the store, I can just turn this down a little bit and do exactly the same thing. And once you get it close, I just take a little piece of sandpaper. You can back off the bonnet just a skosh here, make it easier to sand. You can even put a little back bevel on it if you want, so it'll go in. It's kind of, if you had a, if you're in a pinch, didn't have the right washer, this is something you could do. My kids like to crank on the handle and blow them out. So I got to do the upper ones too, which I'll show you how to do next. So if you need one, it's a double washer. It's the smallest washer that you can get. Sure it goes in there easy, is what you want to do. Like that fits in there pretty good. I usually put a little bit of plumber's grease on it. Just on the threads and on the washer itself. You can see inside there's no packing left. Go ahead and get some of that on there. Or you can use an O-ring if you have an O-ring. I got a couple of O-rings right here. And you can put the O-ring, slip it down in there. If you want to have it stay in there, you get a little bit of grease. Make sure it's plumber's grease. I keep a couple different types on hand to do this. I have this too. There's also a silicone grease that you can get. See that? Silicone grease. I'll show you my little collection here. I always keep a little plumbing box on hand with little washers and doodads. In case we're at the job site and we end up hitting something or nicking, or the customer wants us to do kind of a special project, I can just go to the truck and pull that out. So then all you do is put that back in there, and tighten it up, wipe the grease out of my hands, and do the other side, and then we'll go to the top and place the washers on those because my kids blew them out. Go too tight, just snug, and then maybe like a little more. Go ahead and stick the handle back on. And it's all feeling good. It's happy. can take the screw back in. And we'll go to the other side, do the same thing. This shut-off valve allows you to shut it off without turning the water up at the street. So you can work on, you don't want to crank it down either. You just want to go until the rubber hits the seat. Now we'll go over here and do this next one. Okay, so this one's still got a washer, and that's a double aught. It's already been put in there. It's a black washer. It's just a press on, so we'll go ahead and put an O-ring in here. Got the O-ring set. And we'll just grease it up a little. Grease up the threads on the, whoa. Grease up the threads on the bonnet. Grease is kind of slippery. And I'm gonna throw that back in there. That one's already good to go. It's a good thing to note that if you're doing this, you can check the washer for scoring or abnormal wear, because it won't be perfectly flat. You might see scores in it, and get in the right light, twist it, and that'll tell you if you've got a bad seat, which is a whole nother video. So we'll tighten it back up. While the water's off, we'll go up top and replace the washers on those. Okay, that one's good. Go ahead and shut it off. You don't want to go too tight to where, because if you wrench on these too tight like this and just reef on them, you won't be able to, this doesn't move freely. Okay. I'm gonna jump up here real quick. Alright, welcome back to the feed. Here's the second video on how to replace the washer behind here. What we have to do, pull out both handles, take out the screws, pull the bonnet nut off, and get back in and replace the washer. The basic tools needed, just a screwdriver. And we've already had the water shut off at the front of the house. If your shutoffs don't shut off down here on the bottom, I refer to the second video. So as you pull that off, pull this off. Handle, get a little sticky, get a little tap on them. Okay, with the water shut off, we'll go ahead and pull the bonnet off. I use a pair of Nippics, adjustable pliers. I did this about 2 weeks ago. My kids like to wrench on the handle so that it shuts off completely instead of just shutting it off to where it just gradually hits the rubber against the seat. There's one. Sometimes if it doesn't want to come out, put the handle back on. You can twist it out. So you kind of, as you can see, it's pretty well eaten into. See the ring in there? It's from pressing too hard on it. You can't crank the handles down, so we'll go ahead and pull those out. It's a Phillips. So we'll grab the Phillips. Pull this out, and we'll put in 2 new washers. Use that. Probably wondering why it's pink. Why is the washer pink? Pretty gooey from last time I was in here. Home centers also, if you don't have the right washer or need a washer, they make a kit with various different sizes in a package, or like a multi-pack. Give you different types. Basically, you just want a washer that's going to fit inside that. And I believe it's a double hot. Look through my goodies here and find one. Feel like he doesn't fit in there. He's too wide. We need to get something else. And I'm dropping them all over the ground. So here's something else to look at. So I got it out of there, but I can't fit it in there because this diameter is just a little bit too tight. So what you can do is, if you can hold it like this, and you can actually work it in there. Hopefully without stabbing yourself. Put a little pressure on it, and we can get that to, we can get it to work down in the hole so it sits in there nice. At some point we'll probably replace the sink, just to the due of its age. Almost got it. It's up a little bit over here. Whoop, he came out. Try again. Just about got it. Okay. There's one side done. Put the screw back in. Slippery fingers, guys. I got a bunch of silicone on me. Snug her down. There you have that one. Okay. Whip off my hand so I don't lose any more tools on the ground. I'm going to do the second one. You have to do the same thing on the second one as we did on the first one with the washer. So once again, just get it started. I like to hold it with my thumb in case I hit my thumb. It's a little more meatier than a regular finger. Just want to get down in there, just push and kind of push down at the same time. Basically just compressing the washer enough that you can get it down in there. Another good tip too, if it doesn't want to go, you can put the screw in there. Flip it over, change that. And what you can do is put a little bit of pressure on this screw, and that will kind of coax it down in its happy spot. And that one's good to go. So now we can reassemble. That one's in there. What I like to do is get the handles to where they just really seat and keep them like that. And just reinsert the screws and you're done.